They're right above me, aren't they? I think they're right above me. The Finals is simply one of the most fun FPS games I've played in a very long time. While I did recently make a first impressions video, this is a more scripted, full review of the closed playtest slash beta, or whatever they were calling it, that I put much more time into before it has finally and sadly ended. It's always promising when the moment a demo or beta or playtest ends, you just crave more of that game and just want to jump right back in, and that is definitely the case with the Finals for me. So let's talk about it, and if you enjoy this review, leave a like and subscribe, as only like 0.4% of my viewers are currently subscribed, so become part of an extremely exclusive club, help the channel grow, and bring more content to your feed. Win, win, win. Let's jump in to the Finals. As a quick reminder, the Finals is the latest FPS from Embark Studios and features some extremely unique twists on some very familiar gameplay. The Finals pits teams of 3 against each other in arenas to battle for cash. It's essentially a game show and reminds me of media like Smash TV and Running Man. And as a result, this isn't really just a simple deathmatch. You and your teammates will battle other players for cash outs. The more cash you get, the higher your score and the more likely your victory. Cash is obtained by taking cubes from vaults and placing it into the cash out station, which will slowly tick up until the cash out is complete. Other teams can steal your cash out, and as you can imagine, the timer creates a sense of urgency and chaotic fighting around these cash outs. It's a fun twist on what could have been standard deathmatch or King of the Hill style gameplay. The Finals features a pretty unique aesthetic and visual style with stylized but realistic visuals that lean heavily into the battle game show they're going for. Characters explode into gold coins upon death. Little trophies represent corpses essentially. The crowds cheer and fireworks and confetti explode. It's a very interesting and fun theme that sells me on the Finals' creative direction. The playtest featured a few modes. Quick Cash is basically the most straightforward and fast game mode. Tournament, which is the same loop but features brackets in which the winning teams move on in an elimination series, and Ranked Tournament, which is pretty much the same thing but well ranked. I really enjoyed the game modes featured so far, but I wouldn't be opposed to the team at Embark exploring different types of game modes as well. Once you're in, you're kind of locked into the round and people can't really join mid-round, so there is a penalty if you leave, but they'll need to implement some type of handicap or comeback mechanics for teams that lose a player, especially in tournament, because being down even one player is such a large disadvantage that you are basically almost guaranteed to lose. I'd also like to see more team communication systems similar to Apex. While the Finals does feature a simple ping system, given how important teamwork and communication are to the gameplay loop, I think this could be fleshed out to be more useful mid-round. While the Finals isn't doing anything radically revolutionary, it does have some novel concepts that I think will help it stand out from the competition. The most obvious and impressive and heavily marketed is of course the destruction. Almost everything in the Finals arena is completely and totally destructible, and not only is this just awesome on the face of it, it leads to some very dynamic and fun gameplay moments. It invokes on purpose the feeling of Battlefield Bad Company 2, where if a wall is in your way, you just simply remove the wall. And in its best moments, the Finals invokes a lot of Bad Company 2's Rush as well. Just that intense gameplay loop that drives you to just blow your way to the objective is amazing. I've already had varieties of fun encounters due to the destruction, where a team desperately blows the floor out from under a cash out station in an attempt to steal it, as the defenders attempt to, well, defend it. Using a sledgehammer or breaching charge to literally bring the roof down on your enemies' heads is something that I don't think will ever get old and creates really memorable moments. The arenas themselves are visually very beautiful and also have plenty of opportunities to outthink and outplay your opponents. With zip lines, jump pads, canisters of goo that can be used to deny an area, explosive containers, and poison gas barrels, there is a lot going on in the match, and there were many times that firefights turned into absolute chaotic messes that were honestly just plain hectic fun. To add to the chaos, mid-round events can also occur, ranging from a meteor swarm that decimates an area of the map to double damage on weapons. These are really clever ways to make each round feel more unique and engaging, and even provide opportunities for losing teams to maybe make up lost ground. All of that being said, the gunplay is extremely solid and feels really fun. The time to kill does take a minute to get used to, especially as you start to learn how the different builds, and I'll get into the classes and builds later, interact with the bullet damage and velocity and all of that. But I am a little disappointed in the weapon selection themselves. Some weapons are a bit overtuned and maybe even overpowered, so there are definitely balancing issues. However, I'm more disappointed in the completely generic and boring selection of weapons, to be honest. This is an extremely stylized game that deserves some more unique and fun weaponry than just a revolver, AK, M60, blah blah blah. It's just some of the most generic and standard FPS weaponry imaginable. But it gets the job done, and they do feel distinct from each other. They're also extremely well animated and handle amazingly in my opinion, and I can definitely see the Battlefield veterans' touch here on the weapons themselves. I just wish we had some more unique weapons capable of shaping the arena and utilizing the destruction more fully. That being said, there's a lot of micro destruction, so opening up into a room with the M60 is pretty satisfying, as the room just kind of shreds away. Another unique feature of the finals is its class system. There are 3 classes essentially, or builds as they call them: light, medium, or heavy build, and each offers different HP and movement styles. However, each also has their own unique weapons and gadgets to select from. So if you want to be a fast and frenzied melee character or a slow-moving barrier and turret, the choice is yours. I love playing support, so for the most part I stuck with the medium build, which had the medic gun and defibs. However, I had a literal blast playing the Demo Man, a heavy with a sledgehammer, RPG, and frag grenades. There was still a lot of playstyles I actually didn't try out, so on full release I'll be interested to try those out as well. I think the finals, despite its marketing push and overall production value, which is extremely high, does have some pretty severe uphill battles to win in the FPS market. FPS in general are pretty oversaturated to an extent, but I think people are kind of getting burned out on their mainstays such as Call of Duty and Apex. So while there's a lot vying for your attention and the market share, there's also an opportunity as well if the experience is fleshed out and unique enough. The finals definitely has some uniqueness for sure. It also has the benefit of not being a battle royale shooter or extraction shooters, which are becoming more and more common, especially with Marathon and others coming out, and that could play into its strengths. It was honestly refreshing to play more relaxed rounds of pure chaotic fun without worrying about long downtimes or single life eliminations. That being said, the finals will need to position itself really well within the online community to stand out on its release. The other uphill battle, and really my only solid complaint, is the performance and stability of the game. This was a closed playtest, but I had some pretty severe performance drops and issues during gameplay where my FPS would suddenly tank, and glancing around online, I'm not the only one that had these issues. The finals features server-side destruction for balance, and obviously that creates a very demanding hardware and connection requirement. Optimization is going to be massively important for the success and longevity of this game. Overall, I had an absolute blast with the finals, and I can't wait to jump back in either with another beta or hopefully the full release soon. It is an absolute joy to play, and I already miss jumping in and winning that sweet, sweet cash. Let me know your thoughts on the finals below. Do you think this has legs? Do you think it has potential? Or any questions you may have about the playtest itself? That's it for me today. Until next time.